Добрий день, шановні глядачі! Вітаємо вас на телепрограмі Альберта Контакт. Я Василь Яворський. Місія організації Firefighter Aid Ukraine проста і благородна. Під керівництвом едмонтонського пожежника Кевін Ройл ця організація висилає потрібне приладдя, спорядження і техніку пожежникам України, щоб покращити їхні рятівні можливості при пожежах. В сьогоднішньому репортажі ми хочемо вас познайомити з Кевіном Ройл, щоб ви дізналися більше про його мотивацію до цього проекту та дізналися більше про дії його організації.
I think it was about 7 or 8 years ago, I applied to be a member of a group study exchange, a Rotary group study exchange, and I was selected. It was the focus of that study exchange was emergency services. So I was one of 3 fire personnel that was selected, and when I went to Ukraine, we saw the same thing over and over and over again. These crumbling buildings, hospitals, clinics, fire stations. They had archaic equipment, broken down equipment. In a lot of cases, the same equipment that was used prior to the fall of the Soviet Union was still in use. And when I came back to Canada, we were in the process of doing some equipment changeovers, and I made the appeal to my chiefs to see if I could acquire some of that to send over to Ukraine, and that's how the project got started. Since my first trip to Ukraine, I've seen a lot of change, and there's been a lot of reforms taking place, and one of those reforms is the development of local fire brigades or municipal fire brigades. Before the fire service there was primarily or entirely state-run, and now these newly formed volunteer services are looking for help and for mentorship and guidance on all levels, from organization to funding to recruitment, and it's a huge opportunity for the local communities here in Alberta, and the Volunteer Fire Chiefs Association really stepped up and is really trying to act as that mentor and give them some guidance. Our last shipping container was, I think it was worth about $20-some million, and there's a ton of medical aid equipment, hospital equipment, firefighting tools, personal protective equipment like bunker gear and helmets. So that's the obvious accomplishment of this project, but I think even bigger than that is the awareness to the situation in Ukraine regarding the separatists and the climate over there right now. I think the awareness here in Canada has grown, and the eagerness for more and more communities across Alberta, Canada, even into the US and the UK to do their part to try to assist as well. So this is an example of some of the equipment that we shipped over in our previous deployments, and that we'll be shipping over on Wednesday actually of this week. You'll notice the footwear. That's specialty firefighting footwear. The container this time we've got, I think, about 500 sets of a combination of brand new and used firefighting footwear. Firefighting gloves and balaclavas, we've got several hundred pairs of each of those. A lot of helmets. I think this container, there's about 400 or 500 helmets similar to these. The number one item is in huge demand over there is bunker gear, turnout gear as it's called. Our container has nearly 1,000 sets. I think it's about 986 complete sets of bunker gear that's been cleaned, tested, and repaired, and is ready for use over Ukraine. There's a large variety of tools similar to this set of irons. That's an axe and Halligan, and something very simple that we have here on every truck. There might only be a couple dozen sets of irons in all of Ukraine. We have a number of breathing apparatus and masks in our container for consideration. We're sending over just a few to see if they are actually able to be used in that country. Just compatibility issues, but we have a couple hundred of those that actually were donated by Sacramento, California. A firefighter down there was able to source those out for us. So this is the second container that we've sent over. This one will be leaving tomorrow. It contains about 12,000 kilograms of firefighting equipment and life rescue supplies. You'll notice the filling station in the front. That's for the SCBA bottles that was donated by Jasper. ATCO Gas actually donated these generators. There's a number of saws that were donated by various corporations as well. Um, you know, the amount of time that it took to put this container together was almost a full year, and tens of thousands of volunteer man hours, and those volunteers came from cadets to firefighters to retirees to regular citizens and people in the Ukrainian community. So we're very grateful for that help, and the way these people in Alberta came together to help a community they've never visited and help people save lives, save the lives of people they never met. So we're very honored to be able to have done this, and hopefully the project will continue. So this facility we're in right now is one of our training facilities called Palmaker Fire Training Grounds. When we were doing our volunteer days or our packing days, we had tables set up in here. We moved the trucks out and have rows of tables, and we had dozens of volunteers spending up to 8, 9, 10 hours a day each packing boxes and cleaning and sorting and organizing the equipment that is in that container you saw earlier that will be heading to Ukraine. So the City of Edmonton and our fire administration staff were gracious enough to donate a heated, lit space that we could work in. This project wouldn't have been as successful as it has been without the support of Rotary clubs, both here in Canada and over in Ukraine. The Ukrainian-Canadian Congress was very instrumental in helping us plan and organize. The Consulate General's office, both here in Canada and in Ukraine. The Canadian Embassy has been involved. To some degree, the Alberta government, the Canadian government has assisted us, but primarily the City of Edmonton Council, our local government, and the Edmonton Fire Rescue Services chiefs and administration were very instrumental in making sure this project could happen.
Якщо ви хочете взнати більше про організацію Firefighter Aid Ukraine або навіть допомогти, то зверніться на їхню веб-сторінку чи на їхню сторінку у Facebook. Також ця організація зараз збирає фонди на платформі GoFundMe, щоб вислати наступний контейнер приладдя пожежникам України. Вони намагаються зібрати ще $10,000, щоб це здійснити. За його благодійні зусилля у 2017 році Кевін Ройл отримав гетьманську нагороду в престижній екзекутивній категорії. Праця і благочинність його організації збереже не одне людське життя в Україні.